To become a national champion in something that you really care about, whew, boy, that's hard to explain. Having that accomplishment, it really made all that training feel incredibly worthwhile. But the thought of winning a world championship, we are officially 1 week out from traveling to Poland for Worlds. Essentially, my life for the last 6 months has gone like this. Win nationals, right back to training. Then next week, lifting, hiking, running, practice, basketball, hiking, running, practice, training, practice, lifting, practice. There were plenty of days that I trained 4 times in a day. I have tracked every single workout I've had since nationals. It's been a lot. I'm definitely stronger. I had some hiccups along the way. I messed up my back. That wasn't the most unfortunate thing that happened. Jared, who won the middleweight category, ended up with a pretty bad concussion just from freaking nature training stuff, which is unfortunate because I think he would have smashed it. But everybody else feels good. They look good. I think if I do everything correctly and all of the work that I do funnels into this perfect performance, I think I can win the whole thing. I really do. I think I can be the best in the world this year. Talking about it is making me nervous. So I will update you guys as I fly. The next time you guys see me, will probably be making sure my weight is right and flying there to the land of Pose. Poland.
Freaking flight's delayed. I've been sitting in here for like 37 million hours.
Despite the horrific layovers though, I feel fine. Typically whenever you travel this much, you're on the plane this much, you lose a lot of water. The air that you breathe in on an airplane is like 0 humidity, which is why it's incredibly important to stay hydrated with the sponsor of today's video, Element. Element is a sugar-free yet delicious electrolyte drink mix. I've been drinking Element for the last year now. Pretty much anytime I'm going to lose water on an airplane, in training, I'm drinking Element. Because when you sweat, you don't just lose water, you lose salts as well, which is what Element is all about. Getting that salt back in. Good thing I got my Element. As athletes or a regular person, an electrolyte deficiency can cause headache, cramps, fatigue, brain fog, weakness. Element helps me eliminate all of those issues. Element doesn't just make you feel good, they've got great flavors. The watermelon is my favorite, but they've got a variety of flavors that all taste really good. I would be willing to bet you'd find your favorite as well. I've always been a big sweater in the first place, and honestly, Element has truly changed how I feel as an athlete. I do not go into competitions anymore worrying about cramps, worrying about headaches, worrying about how I'm gonna feel afterwards. I mean, shoot, this is me in the middle of the competition drinking Element. I ran over to the sideline, got myself a swig of some salts. Look at this beautiful toss. That's an Element powered toss. You can get a free sample pack with any order you make with my link, drinklmnt.com/Sensei Seth. Again, that is drinklmnt.com/Sensei Seth. If you give it a try and you don't like it, also, no harm, no foul, 100% money back guarantee. And now that I'm finally done with my 28 hours of travel, it's time to finally weigh in. Okay. Oh, well, that was easy. I'm in Poland. Man, Krotogen, Poland. Checklist, first thing to do, scare a little bit of urine out of my buddy Edibo.
What's up, man? Oh my god, hey. How you doing?
And second most importantly, get our gear. That's like half the reason that I won nationals, is because I just wanted to have the gear. I wanted to represent. Okay, that's enough. Very quickly though, we hopped on a bus to travel a quick 15 minutes and get to our first and only practice. This is the day before any competition starts, and we are actually practicing in the arena we're going to be competing in. Just in a little room tucked away in the back. The juniors are going to be competing tomorrow, the adults the day afterwards, and overall it's just best that everybody gets some sweat in. Gets the body loose. There's a lot of travel, a lot of weird, crazy stuff going on, and you can't carry that into competition day. Hey, sir, yeah. Get myself. USA on 3. 1, 2, 3. USA! Alright, we just finished practice. Day before juniors, day of competition, so it is Friday. We compete on Sunday. And I feel good. We're also kind of like seeing some of the competition walk around, walk by, and you're friendly to everybody, but you're also kind of at the same time scouting them a little bit and see what everybody's about. When a lot of people think of sumo, they think of pro sumo in Japan, which is incredibly fair and reasonable. It's the highest level. But what people don't realize is that the amateur sumo scene is comprised of way more countries than you would think that have powerful backgrounds in the sport. So obviously anyone from Japan is going to be at the top of the list of competitors I need to worry about. Mongolia is almost always also at the top of this list. What people don't realize though is how insanely good Ukraine is when it comes to amateur sumo. You look at any given division and they are probably medaling. Poland is a country known for its power. Azerbaijan, its wrestling prowess. Georgian athletes always have a tenacity to them. And to be honest, there's a lot more. So pretty much no matter who I get, I'll most likely have my hands full. Which is like, cool that I can compete against the best, but a little stressful, don't you think? Anyway, we did a little exploring in downtown Krotogen. They had this cool welcoming party where they fed us and they showed us all this cool cultural stuff that Poland has to offer, which was very fun and enlightening. But at the same time, walking around all of those athletes kind of put me in a bit of a weird mindset. And I'm not gonna lie, I kind of got into my own head after that. My nerves are really... it's not even starting to kick in. They're amplifying. Man, it's been a lot of work to get here, and I just don't want to spoil it. I don't want to spoil the money and this time and the sweat. I don't want to spoil all that on one match. You know, messing up one match, getting one opportunity. Yeah, it's an interesting feeling. I'm definitely the most nervous I've been. Earlier today, I was like, I'm not the most nervous I've been, and now I am. I'm definitely the most nervous I've been. Before any football games in college, before any matches that I've had so far. The main thing now is not to let it get into my head. Yeah. Okay, so we just got in the brackets, and it looks like I've got France first, and then if I can beat France, then we'll have Poland after that. We have one match tomorrow, and that's the first round of teams, and we have Japan first, which should be a fun time. From what I've heard, they do know a thing or two about sumo. There's no way to truly verify that. How you feeling, Kellyanne?
I'm okay.
Good. It is Saturday morning here in Krotogen, Poland. It is day one of the World Sumo Championships. Competing today will be the under 18 division. Team USA this year has brought the most in this age group it ever has. And let me tell you, the kids went out there and did their thing. These little youths got scrappy, and while maybe nobody won a medal this year, let me tell you, they got after it. And not even just our under 18s. Goodness gracious, every country had little monsters. They're throwing each other around with reckless abandon. Zero regard for human child life. From the hours of 9 a.m. until about 4 p.m., I wasn't really doing anything but watching, and I'm glad that was the case. There were some fantastic matches that happened throughout the day. The amount of technique, power, precision they showed, fantastic sumo. But after all, they weren't going to be the only people competing today. Because of an enormous bracket that we had for the team division, the very first round of the adult team men's division would be today. And Team USA, we have Japan. Now, if you're not familiar with how the team division works in sumo, it's pretty simple. Months in advance, you pick your team of 4 people and the order they will be competing in. Your country goes against another country against their team they've built. The first 3 people are competing, the 4th one is a substitute. Win the best of 3 matches against another country, and you can move on to face the next opponent.
United States of America.
Angel from the USA on the doyo. Senior men team eliminations. Go for the touch out. Oh, move Angel, move to the side Angel. Oh, unlucky, that was a hard touch eye. Next up we have Seth from the USA. His Japanese opponent seems like a sort of similar build. He's a sort of similar build. Seth might do alright here, he's quite an experienced fellow. That stare down, Seth showing no fear whatsoever. Absolutely none whatsoever. And they're off, and Seth just needs to get that in. Throw down. Very strong from the Japanese. Very strong. So unfortunately the USA has lost this team event, but they will get the 3rd bout. Jay will get his chance to get up there. He's under. He got under Jay. He tracked him and got under him. He did. He went to go up and then quickly switched lower, knowing to go under Jay because Jay was probably stronger than him. Unfortunate. Unlucky Team USA.
Mongolia and Germany. On the east side, Poland and Mongolia. On the west side, Kyrgyzstan and Germany. The teams from Mongolia, and also Germany, for the German team coming to Pikai to wait.
Shit the bed a little bit. I was gonna do a different tachiai that I used to do, and I just didn't get the amount of time that I usually get to take the steps. He was fast, and he stood me up immediately, and he just kind of shucked me over top, and he was very strong. So hopefully if I ever go to Japan, they'll let me train with them, because goodness gracious. Yeah. Okay, that's all I got for now. Appreciate it. So that sucks, right? Not my best sumo, you know? I felt good going into the match. I didn't feel like I had any there was no nagging injuries. There was no I feel jittery. There was no, I just kind of didn't execute the way I should have, which stinks. So I'm gonna try and keep my head up about it and not let that feeling bleed into tomorrow. Because the last thing I want to do is have 2 matches. One in team and then one in individual. So I have France in the morning and win that one, beat Poland, beat Ukraine, maybe have another chance against Japan. Tomorrow I'm gonna do my best. Hopefully my best is good enough. Let's get into it. Or let's get into bed, actually. So, to your knowledge, when's the last time a man won from the U.S. a medal?
The last male to win a medal was Trent, 2008. I want to say, I might be wrong, but that's what feels right. Normally, we are the redheaded stepchild. You know, we're the underdog.
Yeah.
Which, as Americans, I feel like that's a good spot to be in because I feel like that's where we thrive.
What advice do you have for me going into my first Worlds?
Take your time, be present,
Okay.
absorb the doyo,
Uh-huh.
and then once it's time to go, put out everything you got, your maximum effort, all of your soul.
And despite being some of the biggest underdogs of the day, USA went out and did USA stuff. Lightweight Madison Gwynn came a match away from winning bronze. Good friend Edo had the odds stacked against him with his first match being Japan, and he overcame it. Unfortunately, he would lose a tough one later on, but still performed beautifully. Ashley Smallwood also came incredibly close to winning bronze. Leah fought incredibly hard for her first tournament, and Jay, as always, pushed around some incredibly strong fellas, but ultimately came short of medaling. Itan Perez had the longest sumo match I've ever seen, and Angel Della Torre faced one of the greatest wrestling countries in Azerbaijan. But that's how sumo goes.
Unfortunate loss for Angel.
The question is, will that be how sumo goes for me?
So USA versus France right now, and Seth did not mess about. A win for Sensei Seth.
In my first match in individuals, I came out with a strong tachi-ai, or the initial burst that you have at the start of the match. That initial burst will take me to the second round versus Poland.
He will face Poland next.
But first, I have to watch the entire division, which in my opinion was quite stacked, unfold. But in these matches, very quickly, you're up to bat again, and now I've got the host country of Poland. Despite feeling like I was honestly going to win the match halfway through, Poland pulled out a beautiful redirection and tossed me off the dohyo. Now, in the world competition, there is repechage. Repechage, I believe, is like some French word for loser's bracket. To be honest, I don't know how it works. My thought process this whole time was win matches and you don't have to worry about it, or just go when they call your name. And it wouldn't be long before they called my name again. This time, against Canada. I get my win over Canada, and if I can secure one more win, it'll put me in the finals of the repechage bracket. Which essentially means I have a chance to win the loser's bracket bronze. Is less than I came for, but hardware is hardware. First, I need to get through Chinese Taipei.
On the east for Tajikistan, Aslanpur, Devakura. West for Kyrgyzstan, Longak-Sule. Next will be the women's heavyweight, please get ready, women's heavyweight.
So how do you feel?
Not great, you know. What sucked, the matches were so close. You know what I mean? They were, I'll be back next year. So now we might have one more match with teams, maybe two. Hopefully we'll just win out. I'll get another opportunity to fix what I've been slacking. And then I'll be in Poland for a few more days, so I'll chill out a bit. Thank you to the people who showed up. There's a couple of you guys in the stands right now, which is super cool to hear Sensei Seth chanted. You know, it is what it is. This is the duality of sport. Is that when there's a clear winner and a clear loser, the winner feels the entirety of the victory and the loser feels the entirety of the loss. There's no gray area of feeling. It's kind of all I got. Appreciate it. Thank you. Who has been crying all over my camera? Anyway, our story doesn't end here. We still have America's women's heavyweight, Kellyanne Ball.
Well done, Kelly.
Kellyanne Ball won match after match after match after match, eventually landing herself as the silver medalist in this year's world competition.
The silver medal goes to Kellyanne Ball of the United States of America.
And if there's anybody who's worked hard enough to get to this point, it's Kellyanne. Congratulations. The women also went on to win the bronze medal for the team's competitions for the second year in a row.
Bronze medal also to the United States of America.
Which, once again, congratulations to them. Each of them deserve it. And I know this probably isn't the best time to pivot this story back to me, but as sad as I was, my day wasn't over either. Because due to the repechage, Japan, who beat us, pulled us further into the tournament. Meaning, I would see Poland again. And I had a sour taste in my mouth. Unfortunately, Angel didn't come away with the victory, putting us 0-1 so far. In one of my not gonna lie cooler moments, I look over at Jay here and said, I'm going to win this match. You win this match and let's move forwards. Shoot, I even called my shot on how I'd win. And then, I look over and see my opponent is the biggest person I've ever wrestled.
Here we go, up next, Sensei Seth against that behemoth. I'm not even sure I don't even, how do humans get that big, honestly? You should stand next to this pole, he's huge. Seth's no small man, but he looks small here. Look, Seth's turned around, oh my god! Sensei Seth taking the one for the USA. Oh wow, amazing stuff there. Even I didn't expect that. I thought maybe the big pole had him, but oh my lord. The USA done amazing there. Well done, Seth. Everybody give it up for Sensei Seth. That was amazing. I did not expect that. Poland is one of the strongest teams around. So for that to happen is truly exceptional. So that's 1 each. It's all down to Carol and Jay. He did beat that fridge. He did. He threw that fridge out the window. There we go. Ready to go. Carol looks concentrated. Jay should go for straight pushes. Oh no, slippy Otoshi again there. That was more Jay that slipped, to be fair, I think. But Carol, a very tough customer.
A couple days after the tournament, my mom actually sent me a text message and reminded me of this public address. It's by Theodore Roosevelt of all people, but people call it the man in the arena. So I'm gonna read it. It is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles, or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes short again and again. Because there is no effort without error and shortcoming, but who does actually strive to do the deeds, who knows great enthusiasms, the great devotions, who spends himself in a worthy cause, who at the best knows in the end the triumph of high achievement, and at the worst, if he fails, at least fails while daring greatly, so that his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who neither know victory nor defeat. The history of these rocks is kind of unknown. This is the Otterspach region, or maybe Otterspach. It's assumed that at one point the entire region was underwater, and all of these rocks that you see are sandstone. Sandstone that had been formed while underwater, but then once revealed was shaped by the rain. And I think it's incredibly moving, a true symbol of how it's not what builds us up sometimes that makes us unique. It's the trials and the tribulations that give us our shape. And I'm glad I did this before I left, because while I may feel melancholy about my performance overall, it's part of what's going to make me unstoppable next year.